got me stranded like a branch in the wind. Tell me what you long for. Oh, I won't watch you.
There are many horror stories about the Gulf Stream crossing from Florida to the Bahamas, but it's WildChild's time to do it. We gotta get 65 nautical miles across, despite the fact that the evil monkey beached and wrecked his boat just a week earlier trying to make the same crossing. So it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired. I didn't sleep because when you're in an iffy anchorage and you're not sure if your stern anchor is going to overrun your main anchor, unhook it, and the two of them are going to drag you away, you don't tend to sleep like really great. So I'm tired, kind of half rested. I didn't really sleep, I just half rested, and every 20 minutes I was up like checking the tablet to see if we're okay. We're okay. And now we're going to get going in the dark and we're going to head out into the Gulf Stream because we want to give ourselves at least a good 12 hours and arrive before dark tonight. Boy, am I tired. Okay guys, so it is 5:49 a.m. on Tuesday, April something after Easter. We've come off the Bahama Bank. We've got the mainsail raised and we're 10 over 4 on a beam reach. We haven't thrown the Jenny out yet. You can see our compass heading. I got the spreader lights on, see the deck, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw the Jenny. The ocean is beautifully calm. Like, we got really lucky on this. So we're not out in the Gulf Stream yet. We're just coming off the Bahama Bank. But with 10 knots of wind and like beautiful, gentle, calm seas, and we still have full moon. So the moon rose around 2 a.m. and we still have full moon. So we have good visibility on the ocean, which is awesome. So we're just basically sailing towards Fort Pierce now. We got a nice early start. By the time we lifted the anchor and started motoring out, it was 5 a.m. It's 10 to 6 now. The sun should start rising kind of soon. So we don't have a lot of darkness sailing to do, which is good. And the Gulf Stream, the crossing right now looks like we're set for a beautiful, amazing, awesome, easy, perfect crossing. So hopefully we get there before dark. The Gulf Stream gives us a boost. 65 nautical miles to go. Yeah, baby! Conditions are good. We just had the mainsail. We're going to throw the Jenny, but we are going to... Hey, Elena, could you please kill the engine? Yay! Neutral. It's always a happy moment on us, and then throw it into gear. Go forward. Make sure this is all the way down. Ah, do you hear that silence? It is so lovely on a sailboat the moment you kill the engine. It's just so much more peaceful on the ocean. Okay, we're gonna throw the Jenny now. We're 7.5 over 3.2 with a reefed main, but we'll add the Jenny because we're still beam reachy. We got beams, so we might as well use it. We're gonna throw the Jenny. Conditions on WildChild are fabulous as we set out for our Gulf Stream crossing with just a glimmer of the sunrise on the horizon. The two white lights are two fishing boats that anchored on the edge of the bank for the night so the crew could sleep. Conditions out here are fabulous. Fabulous! Shh, don't tell anyone Captain Lexi's a little wild and crazy. That's why I'm a wild child. Look at that, full moon. I don't know if you guys can see this. Can you see the ocean? Oh yeah, look at the ocean. It's so bright. Like, I know the camera doesn't show as well as our eyes do, but we can actually see the water and the waves just fine. under the pale moonlight. So WildChild's on a beam reach. What's the report from the helm?
8/4.
8/4. Wind angle?
7/4. 1414.
114 wind angle, and we're 7/4. I don't mind going 4 knots on a calm ocean. I'd rather go 4 knots on a calm ocean than go 9 knots on a scary ocean. Especially in the dark. Nobody wants a rough night sail. This is perfect. Like, this is just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sail. The boat is sailing beautifully under control. It looks like I picked an excellent weather window for the crossing so far. The sun is slowly making its way up over the horizon. I send Elena down to get some sleep. I take over at the helm. I got my headphones on and I'm listening to podcasts as WildChild slowly and peacefully glides across the ocean. It didn't take long for WildChild to get up to 6 knots. We're 12/6, so 65 miles at 6 knots. We should be there in 11 hours. And if you look at speed over ground versus boat speed, we already have a 1 knot boost from the Gulf Stream. And this is sailing. Sunrise. And now WildChild is 15/7. Reefed Maine and Reefed Jenny.
Captain Lexi slipping in the cockpit while I'm watching the helm.
The thing about the Gulf Stream crossing that seems difficult for people to understand is you have to aim south of where you want to go. You have to calculate or add into the calculations the vector displacement of how far north the current's going to push you. You literally sail sideways to your point of travel. So, sailor fans, it's 8:39 in the morning. WildChild's 10/6.5 right now. This is the Carnival cruise ship Elation, and we're on an intercept course, and we have a CPA of like less than a mile. They're over there. I called them on the VHF just to let them know, hey, we're a sailboat, we're all kind of on an intercept course, keep an eye out for us and don't run us over, please. Very lovely captain said, no problem, WildChild, we'll keep an eye out for you and we will try really hard not to run you over. And to the other sailing captains out there, don't be afraid to get on your VHF radio and call the bigger ships that are around you. You have to realize that you're invisible to them. They're professionals and they don't want to run you over either. We give them a holler in the VHF, we just let them know, hey, here we are, keep an eye out for us. And the captain said he's going to watch for us. It's hard to tell right now. Don't be afraid of the radio. Pass to a stern. I feel like we're going to pass to a stern, but we don't know how close, and you never want to get. These cruise ships really are huge. If you look at these ocean conditions, you might wonder, why is the Gulf Stream crossing so dreaded? You have to think about the Gulf Stream like crossing an ocean-bound river.
If the current is going in one direction, and you're wise enough to choose a crossing window when the wind is going in the same direction, the waves are calm enough to sail and you have a lovely time. But if you are unwise and you choose to cross when the wind is going against the current, it tends to stand them up. They become very short dominant wave period, short interval, and steep sides, and can kick the living crap out of you and your sailboat. But it looks like wise Captain Lexi chose a good weather window to cross. But as I lay there sleeping peacefully on our comfortable crossing, the Americans are watching. The surveillance drones have their eyes on us.
This little airplane, and I don't know if I can show it to you. Where is he? He is... I can't really see him on the camera.
Maybe.
There we go. So this little plane has been doing circles over us for the last, I don't know, while. Where's that cloud? There he is. So this white, unmarked plane has been kind of doing circles around us. I don't know, they probably did like 10 circles or something. I don't know, they maybe circled us like 10 times. They were closer and then they were circling further and further apart. Like, I don't know, nobody called us or we didn't hear anything. We just heard, we heard one call saying like, to the vessel 45 miles from Fort Stewart. And then that's it. That's all we heard. Like nobody. We so figured like if they wanted to talk to us, they could have called and talked to us, but they never called again. And like I'm sure there's a lot of vessels within 45 miles of Fort Stewart. Magic. So I don't know. Like was it American Coast Guard or something? I don't know. If they want to talk to us, they could call us. I don't know.
Well, that was an interesting end to my morning nap. I figured since I'm awake now, I might as well take over at the helm, relax and watch a movie, and let Elena go back to sleep and try and catch some rest. As WildChild is making her way across the Gulf Stream to Florida, I'm sitting at the helm and I can't help but wonder, how was it that the evil monkey a week ago failed to make this crossing in similar conditions? This really isn't that hard if you have a good weather window. How did he end up on the beach?
This is how my crew sailed across on the Gulf crossing. It was a really tough journey, but she really suffered for it. What do two classy, sophisticated sailor ladies do while we are sailing on our yacht in the ocean like fancy sailor girls? We play chess, of course. And Alina is absolutely kicking my ass. So she didn't even know how to play chess 2 weeks ago, and now she's whooping me. You reach a point where you actually come out of the Gulf Stream and your direction of travel is actually on the nose of your boat because the current no longer has you. We're only 14 miles from our destination. The wind's kind of died. The ocean is really, really, really calm, as you can see. So we kind of want to go faster. Right now we're 8/4. We have full Jenny, but you can see we still have first reef in the main. So conditions are calm enough. I'm not worried about Alina getting overwhelmed by a full main, and we need to make WildChild go faster. So mean old Captain Lexi is sending her crew, Alina, out on the deck to shake out the first reef. Off you go. So you notice her tether, she's tethered into the jack line, because we are always tethered into the jack line when we go on deck. Because WildChild is all about safety and everybody making it home.
So it's the 2 blue ones.
Yeah, so pull the 2 blue ropes like by your feet so they're nice and loose and they won't tangle. Blue, that's not blue. Get the blue ones.
So just opening them?
And then you just open them. So when I'm ready, you say like ready to release the reef. When your ropes are all nice. Then when you dump the reefing lines, I'm gonna pull the halyard and I'm just gonna lift it up. But the wind is on the side, so it's gonna be a little hard for me to lift it. It's gonna be a bit floppy for a while, so the sail's gonna fall out kind of on your head. Okay, so you ready?
Yeah.
Okay,
Ready?
release the first reef. So it's both blue ones.
Yeah.
Let them go. All the way forward, push them forward. Push them towards the mast. Push those push those clutches you just opened, open them all the way.
Oh.
All the way open, there we go.
Okay.
So now, the luff goes loose. And, oh, you gotta release the second one too. I kinda tightened the second one. So release all of them. Open all the clutches. I had trimmed up the second reefing point so the lines weren't in the way.
Okay.
Okay. And now, amazing Captain Lexi is going to do the halyard part. Sail is loose. Let's see if we can get her up. Alright, it's been 10 minutes. We're still 6/3. I am not so stubbornly purist in my sailing that I refuse to use the motor. So we're 6/3. We're only 15 miles away. We'll be there in 5 hours, but it'll be dark in 4. And I don't want to arrive in the dark. So, just to prove to you that I'm not totally crazy stubborn, here we go. Listen for it. That nasty, horrible sound called the engine. And we stick it in gear. And we motor sail just like all the people I make fun of. So we'll just bring it up to a nice 1900 RPMs. The wind's down, like we're 5/36, like it's just, the wind is dying. And we knew when I planned this, I knew that we were moving into calmer weather, and we were great. We're doing 7 knots all morning. But I'd rather arrive in calmer weather than be moving into rougher weather. So, there you go. I'm motor sailing again.
Captain Lexi, say something.
Now you know the big secret on WildChild. Captain Lexi's a little bit wild and crazy and loves to sing and dance with wild abandon.
Approaching the 3 nautical mile limit of the Florida, and you'll hear music but not the engine. So we are, WildChild's a happy girl. We caught a little wind. Wind angle's like 71 degrees. We're 11/6 because we're running full sails right now. And WildChild just like picks up, leans over, and she just goes. Like, WildChild's such a good girl, she just wants to go. You give her a little wind and she can just do it. 10/6.2. Yay! Good girl, we love you. Good WildChild, yeah, good girl. So we're sailing into the Fort Pierce entrance now. We got some wind. Our wind angle's at like 70, 80 degrees. And look at that, 9/7. Like, is WildChild awesome or what? She just goes. How awesome is this girl? Who else goes this fast in 10 knots of wind? And into it, like we're forward of the beam. She is such a good girl. You can see she's heeled over a fair amount, of course. The ocean's... Ready? 1, 2, 3. We love this boat.
And there you have it. What the man couldn't do, the girls did. On time, on schedule, and drama-free.
Say something?
Really kind of weaving in the current. Yes, a lot.
And there you have it. We win.
So right now we have 2 knots of current against us. We're gonna have a maximum of 3.2 soon.